What does it mean for a property to be sold as is? Well, most residential properties here in California are sold using the residential purchase agreement, which is what all realtors use throughout California. In that purchase agreement, there are 32 items on a 10-page contract that kind of lay out the conditions in the agreement between buyer and seller. Well, if you read every little word, you will see that item 11 states condition of property. Unless otherwise agreed in writing, the property is sold as is in its present physical condition as of the date of acceptance. Well, what does that mean to you as a buyer or a seller? As a seller, this means that you do not have to fix every little issue that you know of about your home. But it does mean that you still have to disclose all the material facts that you're aware of with your home. So if the roof's leaking, if you have a plumbing problem, whatever it is, you have to disclose those issues to the buyers. As a buyer, now you have the right to not only review the disclosures that the homeowners are going to provide you to make you aware of everything that they know about, but you also have the right to do your inspections of the home and get a home inspector to go inside the property and take a look around and see if they can find any issues that maybe even the sellers are not even aware of. After those disclosures are reviewed and the inspections are reviewed, the buyers will have the right to request for items to be repaired by the sellers. Now, those items should really only be things that are deal killers, meaning if those items don't get fixed, you're going to back out of the deal. What happens a lot in today's industry is, the buyers request every little thing to be done, trying to get as much done by the sellers as possible, and they'll see what they can come back with. And sometimes that's a good idea, sometimes that's not. But this is where renegotiating comes back into play. People think that we negotiate on price and we negotiate on the time of closing and things like that. We agree on something, we get an executed contract, and we put it in escrow and we're all done. And that's not really how it works. Now after you do your home inspections, there's going to be things that are going to come back up. They need to be renegotiated, things like request for repairs, possibly a credit. Maybe we found out the roof is leaking and nobody was aware of that before. So these items will come back up. So just because of a property says it's being sold as is, doesn't really mean as is. Because if there's big issues that are found with the home and the buyer's not willing to go forward until those issues are fixed, or they're going to get a credit for those items or whatever it is, well, then the property's going to fall out of escrow. And they're going to have to find a buyer who is willing to move forward with those issues in play, and that might come down to price. As a homeowner, I completely understand. You want to sell your home without being nickel and dimed for all these little things like an outlet's not working or a GFI has to be replaced. We get that one a lot. Are those deal killers? Not really. I don't think anybody's going to back out of a deal just because of one GFI, but you might have the uninformed homeowner or the home buyer who doesn't understand that a GFI is only a $35 job, and so they'll say, oh, if that doesn't get fixed, I don't want to have big electrical fires in my house. So, as the homeowner, as the seller, if you got a good price, good terms, and you're going to, walk away with a good deal, then fix the $35 GFI. As a buyer, we can definitely understand, you're buying a home, you're putting a ton of money down, and you're about to take on a mortgage that's a little scary. And once you make this purchase, you don't always want to spend thousands more fixing up the home. So I've said it before, but this is why I emphasize why it's so important to have an experienced agent who hasn't just sold a few homes here and there, or maybe even X amount of homes a year. You need an agent who sells a good amount of homes a year and more often, because you're going to have different times in the market where maybe the buyers have a little bit more weight in the market, or maybe the sellers have a little bit more weight in the market. And when you agree on purchase price and escrow closing dates and things like that, just to get your offer accepted and now into escrow, that doesn't mean you're done there. Now you got to go into escrow. Buyers have to complete their inspections, sellers have to do their disclosures, and things are going to come back up. and now you're going to rely on your agent to renegotiate those things for your better side. So do me a favor, if you're a current homeowner or you're a buyer looking to make a purchase, or maybe you've just gone through this and you have questions, feel free to comment below. I'd love to answer the questions that you have, and I'll see you next time. Hey everyone, it's John Long with Ardent Real Estate Group, and if you're thinking about making a move, either buying or selling a home, then click on the link below to learn more about what we do.